Hey there, recently I have been getting so many requests to do grab and go style dinners, so here we are. Today I'm going to be showing you 5 of my family's all-time favorite grab and go dinners. These are dinners that you could prepare ahead of time. You could stick them in the fridge or the freezer, or of course you could just make them on the spot. You could take these to sporting events, you could take them to work, to school, or of course you could just eat them on your kitchen table. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's go get started. This one's a fun one. We're beginning today with these chicken flautas, and these are so good. To begin, you'll need about 3 cups of cooked shredded chicken for this recipe. I'm cooking my chicken up in the Instant Pot. It's just one big huge frozen chicken breast, and then I added about a half a cup of water to the Instant Pot. I put the lid on top and I cooked this on high pressure for about 23-24 minutes. I do want to let you know, if you don't want to cook your chicken in the Instant Pot, you could always boil it over the stove or use a rotisserie chicken. But after my chicken was cooked up, I shredded it and placed it in this bowl. In the bowl, to go along with the chicken, I added 6 ounces of cream cheese. Make sure your cream cheese is at room temperature. Just microwave it for a bit or so just to make it a little bit softer. Then I added 4 green onions that I sliced, 3/4 cup of Monterey Jack cheese, and about 2 tablespoons of ranch seasoning. You could also add cooked crumbled bacon to this. That would be really good, but I gave this a really good stir to combine the ingredients. For the tortillas, I'm using these medium-sized tortillas, so you'll just grab one of those tortillas, put about 3 tablespoons of that chicken mixture in there, just spread it on like that onto one side, and then you will roll it up tightly, and then there you go, place it onto your sheet pan that you lined with some parchment paper. You know, I do want to let you know you could always double this recipe or half this recipe so easily. These baked in a preheated oven to 425 degrees for about 22 minutes. Once out of the oven, you can enjoy them immediately, but if you want to meal prep these or save them for a little bit later, just let them completely cool down. Then you could place them in a Tupperware container, or I just like to place them in a large gallon size freezer bag, and then there you go. You could place these in your refrigerator or your freezer, and you could warm them up either in the air fryer or in the microwave. And then we like to top ours with cheese, sour cream, sliced avocado, cilantro, and really whatever I have on hand I like to top them with. These are so good and they have extremely great flavor, I promise. Now we're making these stuffed ham and cheese biscuits. So to begin, of course, you'll need biscuits. I'm using these Pillsbury Grands buttermilk biscuits, and these are the flaky biscuits. I definitely suggest you using the flaky biscuits just because you're going to have to peel each of the biscuits in half like this, and it makes it quite a bit easier. But after you peel your biscuits in half, you will stuff them. I'm putting a little bit of Swiss cheese and honey ham in the center of each of the biscuits. Then I am pinching in the seams. I do want to let you know, if you don't want to use Swiss cheese, you could use any type of cheese you like. And as far as the meat, you don't have to use ham. You could use turkey, pepperoni, really whatever type of meat you like. Just make this your own. I have my sheet pan here lined with parchment paper. Go ahead and place all of these little ham and cheese rounds onto your sheet pan and bake this on 350 degrees for about 17 to 18 minutes, or until the tops are nice and golden brown. I absolutely love making these ham and cheese biscuits for my family just because I could throw them together in no time at all. My entire family loves them, and these are a great grab and go option, of course, just because you could place these in Tupperware containers. You could microwave them to warm them up if you like to. Also, you could place them in your air fryer, warm them up for a couple of minutes, and these are the perfect meal. Now we're making this pepperoni and cheese Italian pasta salad. To my pot of boiling water, we are going to add in our rotini pasta noodles. I'm adding about a half a pound of that pasta in, and I just cooked it according to the box instructions. While we have our pasta cooking away, we are going to start cutting up our cheese and our veggies. So I cut up about 8 ounces of Colby Jack cheese. I also cut up an English cucumber and 2 cups of cherry tomatoes. Back over to our pasta now that it's cooked through. I brought it over to my over-the-sink strainer and I just dumped it in there, and now I'm rinsing that pasta with cold water. This is my little trick to help that pasta cool down quicker, and I do have this over-the-sink strainer in my description box below the video if you want to get yourself one. I added that pasta into my bowl along with the cheese and the veggies that we cut up earlier. Next, you're going to be adding in a 5-ounce bag of mini pepperonis, followed by about a cup of cooked chicken. I love using this pre-cooked refrigerated chicken. It just makes everything easier. Lastly, you'll add in about a cup and a half of Italian dressing. I like using the Olive Garden Italian dressing, but you could use any type of Italian dressing you like. Give this a stir, put cling wrap over the top, and let this chill in your refrigerator for at least an hour before enjoying it. I really like making this pasta salad on busy nights when we're not able to eat dinner all at the same exact time. I just like to put it into containers like this, so for whoever needs dinner, they could just take a little container out of the refrigerator, and there you go. You have a simple dinner. You don't even have to reheat this one, of course. It's just a cold pasta salad that is delicious. Now we're making these super fun walking tacos that take little to no time to prepare. To the pan on my stove, I added 1 pound of ground beef, or you could use ground chicken or ground turkey, whatever you prefer. I broke that up with my meat masher and I cooked it through. While that was cooking away, I just prepared our veggies. So I cut up our cherry tomatoes, I sliced our lettuce, and I diced our onion. Now that our ground beef is cooked through, I added in about 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning and about half a cup of water. I gave this a stir and I let this simmer together for a few minutes. Now to assemble our walking tacos, you could use any type of chips you like for this recipe. You could use tortilla chips, really any type of chip you like, but we are using these little personalized size bags of nacho cheese Doritos today. We like to break the chips up a little bit and then add the toppings in. So like the ground beef taco mixture, the veggies. We also like to add in salsa, cheese, and sour cream. I do want to let you know, if you want to prepare these ingredients ahead of time, and then you guys assemble these later on whenever you're having dinner, it is easy to do that. I've done that in the past, and it makes dinner time super duper quick at night. Of course, you will just eat these walking tacos straight out of the bag. That's another nice part about this dinner. You will have very minimal dishes on that night, so that is always a win-win. These are so delicious. Now we're making this Tuscan chicken pasta, and I love Tuscan chicken pasta so much. To the pan on my stove, I added about a tablespoon of olive oil. Once it got hot, I added in my 1 chicken breast. This is just 1 chicken breast. I did slice it in half horizontally, so it does appear as 2 chicken breasts. I seasoned it generously on both sides with Italian seasoning, salt, and pepper. I let the chicken cook for about 4 minutes on each side, or until the chicken was completely cooked through. Once my chicken was cooked through, I removed the chicken to a separate plate and I set it to the side. To the same pan that we cooked our chicken in, I added 2 tablespoons of butter. Once it melted down, I added in our 2 tablespoons of minced garlic along with 1/4 cup of chicken broth, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and a teaspoon of salt. I gave this a really good whisk. Now it's time to add in our 2 cups of chicken broth. You're also going to be adding in 1.25 cups of half and half. And then for the sun-dried tomatoes, this is the brand that I used today and it was really good. I just used about 1/3 cup of those. And then you are going to give this a whisk and bring this up to a simmer. Once this does start simmering, you're going to be adding in your pasta. You could use any type of pasta you like. I'm just using regular fettuccine noodles and just use about 1/2 pound of those. Let this simmer on your stove, stirring it occasionally until your pasta is nice and tender. I do want to let you know while this is simmering, if the liquid line gets too low, just go ahead and add in 1/2 cup of water in at a time until your pasta becomes tender. But now that my pasta is to the tenderness that I like it to be, I added in 1/3 cup of Parmesan cheese and 3 cups of fresh spinach. I gave this a stir. I let the spinach wilt down and the cheese melt, and then it was time to serve it up. I chopped the chicken into smaller bite-sized pieces and I served this in a bowl with a little bit more Parmesan cheese over the top. This has amazing, rich, bold flavor. My little toddler even devoured this one. It is just so good. I hope you found a meal for yourself today, and I would really love to have you here. So go ahead and subscribe down below the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.